Hello, here we are for one more lesson of this VariCAD training course. This is the lesson number 18, and the theme that we are going to see and talk is dimensioning. This is a very wide topic, and I hope that this lesson will not become so large that in fact you give up from seeing the complete movie. But let us start and see where this will take us. So dimensioning is something very important on the workflow for 2D drawings, technical drawings. And a small description of this topic is something that enables you to describe your geometry by displaying measurements. This is something that allow other guys to produce what you are drawing in several ways, in milling, turning, injecting, whatever, okay? Let us try to see a little about the functions that VariCAD has to present us, okay? So, to start this, we must go to this Objects menu, Draw, and then we have a couple of functions in these three sub-options: single dimensions, multiple dimensions, and predefined dimensions. There are a couple of other things that we are going to see as long as we go in this lesson. So starting in the single dimensions. I will try to draw something very easy and very fast on the screen. I will make a couple of circles inside, and hopefully this is enough for us to see the majority of the commands, and we will make others if needed. So starting single dimensions. So we have a function for horizontal, and basically we just have to click points to add a dimension, okay? And the 2 points, now we can add a position to the dimension, okay? Either the text, outside, inside, and the height, okay? So here it is. Very, very easy, okay? We have functions, as you can see, for horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. For example, another one, vertical, for this option here. The diagonal is basically the same, okay? And allow you to place the dimension where you want. When we are placing dimensions, and this is present in all the options, or the majority of the options at least, we have this kind of thing. So I will place again a horizontal dimension, and now I will click again the same points as previously. And before I place the dimension, that you can see that is the exact same measurement, I have in this toolbar, the location toolbar, I have 3 options here. The first one is regarding the scale, and if I click, it allows me to give another scale. For example, if I give a scale of 2 and do the OK, now you see that the dimension assumes a scale value 2 in the case, because it was the number I gave, okay? And it is on until I come here and set off, okay? And give another value, 1 again, okay? I have another option also, that it is all these possibilities. We have several options here, and I will just want to show that this is available, but we will see this a little up front in this lesson, okay? And finally, we have another option for the tolerances, okay, where we can give, besides the tolerances, for example, plus 0.1 and minus 0.0, okay? We can give also on the text, we can give signs, the diameter, plus minus, the degrees or other signs, but I will leave this now, okay? And now if I place the dimension, you see that I have the tolerances together with the dimension. So we have this available in a lot of commands that we are going to see in this lesson. Oh, so I think it's quite easy to understand this part. Besides these options, we have also specific ones like the diameter, where we can click on an arc or circle, and again you see that the options are here, and just position the dimension. The same for radius, okay, inside or outside, very easy. And besides, we have angular. I will leave this a little up front. I want to show you these two options for the single text arrow or multiple text arrow. Single text arrow, it is something that we can introduce like a pointer. For example, I want to point to one place. In this case, I will write just VariCAD, but I can put these symbols also. Just saying OK. And now I want to point for this guy here, for example. Okay, and there is something that I want to point or call the attention to someone that is going to do an operation on the tool shop or whatever, okay? Besides this, I have an option also for the multiple text arrow, which is, okay, I have one main text, I will put the same, and for example, okay, attention, whatever I want, call 911, okay, just a joke. Do OK, and now point to one place, and I can put another one and another one. Okay, just very easy also. Okay. Besides all these things that I will clean now to get a little space on the drawing, I will draw some random angular lines. Okay, I can have the possibility to place angular dimension, okay, which is here, angular. And I will define one line. Now I can define the other line, and the angle is here, okay? I can place it, okay, wherever I want. But I have other possibilities for this angular, like, I will go here again, angular, click in one, and before I click the second one, I have these two possibilities here that allow me to put a dimension on angle greater than 180 degrees or the complementary angle to 180. For example, this one, the second line, it is this, and you can see that now I'm quoting this part of the angle. Or if I go to the other option, angular again, click one, go to the other, and click the second one. Now I'm quoting the complementary part of the angle, also with this possibility. So this is one part of the possibilities we have with the dimensions, and we've seen the single dimensions. I'm leaving now this part here, okay? Because I want to continue in the same topic and see now the multiple dimensions before I go to that part. going in this part, we can do these kind of things, and I will see just the first three options because in these multiple dimensions, basically we have three groups. So horizontal group, vertical and diagonal, and all are similar, but with the difference that one is horizontal, another vertical, and the other diagonal. Okay, so I will see and show you only these three first ones. So horizontal baseline, these are possibilities to quote the drawings, sometimes that allow us to save some space. So if I go there, horizontal baseline, first point, now second point, and now this point, and now this point. So you see that basically I'm considering the first point I give as the baseline to call all the other lines. Instead of each one of these places where I'm putting a dimension have two lines, I have on this side a little lighter drawing. This is a very nice option. I will clean it, okay, sorry for the other side. I will clean it and show you the following option. Multiple, now horizontal serial, and basically the same idea. Click, click, push the dimension here, another point, and another point. Okay, now instead of having a baseline to call the other dimensions, I call dimensions from the previous one. Okay, it's a nice method also, and in some places it's quite useful. Okay, the third and last option, it is the datum. Okay, in the datum, sorry, we have this, we have this, we have this, and we have this. So basically what we are quoting here is from, you see that I have a small circle here. This is considered the zero or the origin, and everything is quoted from this point here. Okay, it's a very good option, for example, for one area which are the injection molds. Okay, very useful in these situations. As I told you, these multiple dimensions, all these things are similar. Okay, so it's not very very difficult to understand the same options for the other possibilities. Okay, now we have a topic also for predefined dimensions, and it's quite similar to the previous one where we have horizontal, vertical, or diagonal, diameter, and for the threads. Okay, so I will show you also the first three options. So starting with these ones, horizontal, diameter. For example, imagine that this was something round, but that was a view that from the side. So this was a diameter, and I had to put the sign, but it was on a vertical dimension. The same for the vertical one and diagonal one. So I think it's quite easy to understand and similar to the previous quotes. I have possibilities for exactly the same for the threads. If I click the same, okay, it put me the sign M saying it was a thread. In this case, you can see that it's not, but for your understanding. And finally, for the threads, I have one regarding a circle. And if I click on a circle, okay, it makes me also a M letter saying that this is a thread. Okay, so basically these are specific options to use and save you some time, because there was probably need to put the letters after having the dimension on the drawing, so it will save you a little time. Okay, so besides all these options, so we've seen this group here, we've seen this group here, and we've seen all this group here. But now there are some things that we still need to see, okay? Basically, there is in this first set of commands these finish symbols. And the finish symbols let me just see my sheet, my notes. These finish symbols, it is something a little apart from the dimension itself, but this is something that will complement the graphical information that you pass on a drawing. So when we want to tell someone what is going to be the finish, and there are symbols that have some meaning, we come to this option, and basically these symbols are created by entering a roughness value, some characters or some symbols for the machine surfaces. So let's try to create something. If you want to see a little more, you should see some more deep information about technical drawing. But okay, we can say that the surface is machined or not, and this is the basic finish symbol. But if it is machined, you can have some additional flags here or not, some production methods if you want to describe them. The roughness value, which is the important part. If we say, for example, 0.8, it wants to mean that the finished surface is polished. If you want to some extended values, minimum material removal, the direction of lay, which indicates the direction of the finishing method. The units or the values, how the roughness is described, so micrometers, and roughness values prefix in these arrays, array space or none, okay? So basically, we can grab some entity and say it, okay, put it wherever you want. And now it wants to mean that this surface where the symbol is placed, it will have, in this case, this symbology for the finishing symbols, okay? So it's very easy to understand, and I advise you to see a little deeper information about this symbology. The same it happens for two other types of symbology, which are, and we have here again the finish symbols, which are the welding symbols and the tolerances symbols. To start with the welding symbols, this is a group that has a lot of options, a lot of specific knowledge regarding welding, and we can give a lot of information with this symbology. So, connection of the welding process, okay, we have a lot of processes, okay. Other specifications, reference numbers, weld style, parameters, site weld, alternate welds, whatever it is, the size, the number of welds, the length of the weld, the space. We can have this basic symbology with contour, okay, location, text parameters, symbol parameters. We have more symbology here with the shapes and so on, whatever you have, okay. There are a lot of options, and basically you said okay, and again you said, you can say something that will point to this place here, okay, with all these symbols, values, and so on. All of this wants to mean something, and it is important. I'm just describing how to go there and where you have these options, but it is important if you want to go deeper to see deeper information about this, okay? It's not the purpose of this course to explain all these small options and what they want to mean in terms of the technical drawing side, just showing where they are. We can apply the same thing to the tolerances, where again we have symbology to apply for each situation, okay, and we can have tolerance values, local tolerance, primary datum, secondary or tertiary datum. We can define other things on other lines, okay. We can have all of these things defined, okay. We have a lot of things to go with this, and again we define a place, okay, and where we say it will be placed, okay, with all these symbols. This is a very wide area, so again please see more deep information about what each of these symbol wants to mean, okay. I will place now a very simple dimension, okay, and I will show you a couple of more options that are important to see still regarding the same topic. The first one, it is regarding the addition of the dimensions. It is the dimensions and text, and we have a couple of options to see. These guys here. First, we have this edit style of selected dimensions, which are the possibility to use attributes from other dimensions or to change the attributes, okay? For example, in this dimension, I can change several things, and we will see a little more about what is inside. But just to show you that I can change a lot of things regarding the style defined, I will increase a little the text height, okay? And I will say this guy, it is changed. I can have also the possibility to edit the dimension itself, okay? Going to the dimension and saying, hey, let me edit this, okay? I have the possibility to come here and edit the text, okay? And I will come to this dialog box that you already know and saying, hey, this is not correct, because indeed what is important is the dimension that is here. And I say, hey, this is not correct, but I want to put 50, or put a tolerance, or whatever I want, and saying a different value from what is in the reality, but it is possible to edit the text. I have the possibility also to move and grab only the text and put it somewhere else, okay? So this is to mean that it is very easy with these 4 functions to do whatever you need to any dimension, okay? We need to see also in all of these topics that we explore regarding the dimensions, we have possibilities to define the settings. And regarding what we've seen, I will start for the ones that are easier. Regarding the well symbols, it is quite easy because the symbology just have to follow two standards, ISO or ANSI standard. So you just choose which one, okay? We have the possibility to define a lot of settings regarding the dimension style. And basically it was the same dialog box that we've opened when we've done the edition of the style. It is the same thing. And we have a lot of possibilities here to make definition. First, regarding the text attributes, the height, the width, the line spacing, the font, whatever. Dimension, text format, the number of decimal places. If you've seen in these cases here, we have a lot of numbers and probably we just need two. The comma instead of a point, 0 before decimal point, we can define all of these things, okay? Size, overlaps, and tolerances. This is this definition is regarding the height between the letters or the numbers and the line. If this is overlapped or not, the gaps, the tolerances regarding the text height, a lot of things. This is basically graphical looks, and if we play a little with this, you can see the changes, but this is graphical, not important in itself for the drawing, okay? Shape settings, also some definitions regarding if we want to center the dimension text, then always horizontal, because you have the possibility to have not this case, but if we make for example a vertical dimension, you have this, but if we change these guys here, for example, always horizontal, let us try to make a dimension now. Okay, we have this possibility like this, the text is horizontal, so this is graphical also, has some possibilities. Angular dimensions, it is important because we can have the presentation done degrees and decimal digits or degrees, minutes, seconds. Okay, it's something that you might want to do in one possibility or the other. Dimension arrow, okay, we have this definition with a closed arrow. We can have the open one and this size of the arrow. Text prefix or suffix for these possibilities, when it is a radius with a R, when it is a diameter, the sign of diameter, okay, in front or behind, Basically the same with several possibilities that we have inside VariCAD for the threads, regarding a metrical thread, inch thread, or pipe threads, okay, with the symbology. So this makes definition for all of these cases, okay? I think it's the last thing I want to show you regarding one possibility, which are the leaders, okay? I will clean these guys so that I can show you with a little more clean drawing. Okay, let me try to clean all of these. And the leaders are something that it is used especially in assembly drawings, okay? We can call the command with the POS in the command line like this and do the enter, okay? And the leader allow us to make some definition, arrow on object side, short line, or fillet circle. I prefer this guy here Flag on text side, nothing, whatever we want. I will say this is a big value, but to show you why I want this, I will leave this value here. Flag size, the colors for this, the text attributes if we want some, and do the OK. So now I will point for something, okay, and I can have this, okay. This is something that is used when we want to point on an assembly drawing, for example. We have several parts on the assembly, and if we have a list of materials, we will point for each part and will give you a number. Number 1 is the part X, the number 2 will be the part whatever we want to call it. So basically, and we will point with this. Okay, this was the part number 4, whatever it is. And I can come here and say, change the attributes, okay? For example, arrow on object side, for example, text attributes, this is too big, so I will leave this in 3, whatever I want, and OK. And now I will point to another object, okay, and I can write, this is the object number 1, okay, okay, that's it. And instead of a small circle, I have an arrow. So basically it's this kind of thing. We also have, just to show you a little more about this, for example, circle on text side, which is quite common to see also. I will make this a little bigger again. Okay, we'll point to this guy. It is quite common to see this circle with a number inside on this situation of the assembly. So it is interesting to see how to do it also. I think we've seen all the options that I had to show you. I forgot. I forgot one thing that it was important, and I would like to show you, which is the horizontal. For example, I will place one horizontal dimension, okay, and now I will put another one horizontal here down. And I told you at the beginning that I had this shape possibility. I have several options here. For example, the center dimension text, okay, it takes me the freedom to move the text on the dimension, but I want to do a little more. That is, for example, this possibility also to take the arrow out, but I want to do, okay, no arrows. I have the possibility to create levels, okay, in these dimensions, and for example, create dimension at the same level as selected. And I will say this level here, and now if I put other dimensions, okay, I go there again, and I can select again and put it on the same level. If I choose this option here, all will be in the same level, okay? For example, okay, automatically. If I go down, sorry, turn off this, cancel predefined level. Now I have the freedom again, and for example, I can create parallel dimensions from selected or all parallel from dimensions, okay? For example, parallel from this guy here, okay? It was not the best choice, but okay, let us try again. From selected, this guy here, okay, parallel from those ones, and even the distance and so on will be equidistant to these previous dimensions. This lesson number 18 about the dimensioning, and I hope that all the topics we've seen are clear. Again, about the symbology of the welding, the tolerances and the finish symbols. Please consult some technical books to a little deeper explanation about what the symbology wants to mean, okay? So, from my side, I hope to see you in the next lesson, the lesson number 19, about the etching.